Happy Wednesday, everybody. This is Brian, Terrian, David, and Philip from the Disability Digest. Welcome to our YouTube live event for the day. Today, we have a topic of maximizing your benefits. I have 5 money saving tips that we have collected. And look forward to sharing those with you. We will also take some time today to do some question and answer. You can put them in the chat or you can call in. So we hope that you enjoy the show and we're able to save you some dough. That's the plan today. So for those of you that are new, welcome or welcome back. Our objective here at the Disability Digest is to be your trusted resource for Social Security disability benefit related information. And that could apply to those of you that are maybe you're still working and you're like, I'm not sure if I can do this much longer. Or are you going through the approval process or you're approved? We work on helping you get your benefits, keep them, and maximize it. So we've been doing this since 2006. Makes me feel ancient, but it seems like it was yesterday when I just got started. So we really hope that you enjoy the show, you find some value in it. And if by chance you missed last week's event, we had industry expert James Mitchell Brown here. And we talked about your benefits, your future, and your vote. Jim has been practicing Social Security disability in different aspects. He's presented himself in front of Congress, and his position was to help you consider like all of the issues that surround our wonderful political candidates that we have so that you can have an educated vote. So if you missed that one, you can just check out our YouTube channel, go under the live feature, and you will see it there. So that's it. Anyway, gentlemen, how we doing today?
Great.
Good. I must have missed the memo. I'm slightly off color from you two. You're in black, I'm in blue, but that's all right. You look great, guys. You look great.
You.
Right. You're welcome. You're welcome. So I wanted to do this event because we get lots of questions and concerns from people about the how to survive going through the approval process. That's one. And then once people get approved, how to survive on a fixed income. Oftentimes people just don't expect to be on a fixed income in their 50s. Like, you know, the average age of somebody that gets approved here is like 54 years old. So that's young. And if you look at the projected cost of living increase from Social Security on your benefits, it's below 3%. So it's not an inflation, you know, unless last night's debate, you know, somebody saw something glaringly obvious. I don't see that the inflation is going to be changed much. So hopefully today, here's a few things that will help you out. And listen, if you're out there and you're listening to this and you have something that has helped you like save money or a benefit, like we did this topic I think maybe a year or so ago, and somebody chimed in that you can get free fishing licenses in whatever state it was, and this guy was fishing and catching his food and saving money doing that. So things like that are pretty cool, right? Okay, everything I'm going to mention and go through today, the links will be in the they're in the show notes. They're in the description. So the first one is, I don't know if there's any Amazon Prime users out there. I have not pulled the trigger on Amazon Prime. Are you a Prime user, Philip?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. Way too much.
You pay too much?
Said I probably use it too much.
Okay. So I don't know what you're paying, but and others, but you should be eligible for a reduced rate. The last time I looked at this, it was like if it was $120 a year for Prime, it was like 90 if you're a disability recipient. So check that out. If they don't know, then you wouldn't be doing, you're not going to be getting it. Yeah. Do you know if you are or not?
I think I pay the reduced price. I believe I do.
Okay, good.
I'm not for certain. I'd have to check on it, but I believe I do pay the reduced price.
Okay. So that's one. And I'm sure there's others out there that are like this. It's always good to look at. And the next, and this was brought to our attention by member Katie. If you're out there, a shout out to Katie. It's called the Crazy Coupon Lady. She teaches you how to shop and get deals on common products. I mean, even food, to look for the best deals. So you can go in, subscribe. This is a no charge resource. She just provides it all for free online. So you can check out the Crazy Coupon Lady. She has a very nice following, 194 subscribers. And she's pretty good about posting videos. Content's well done. I've followed her. All right. So then the next one is, this is somebody I just started following, and her work, and I'd like to have her on the show. So if you are out there and you listen to this, maybe Dave and
ready to save money and get free stuff?
I'm
Nicole
reach out.
from Low Income.
We'd like to have Nicole on the show. So she does a lot of low income relief focused content, like things that you can do to save money and get free stuff. Great content. So good work, Nicole. Love to have you on as a guest to come out here and reveal some of the secrets to our audience. Okay, so we have put together on this website that I'm going to show you here a collection of different resources to help you survive. But the link again is in the description, and what I'm going to point out is item number 4. If you're paying full price for your phone service and you're a Social Security disability recipient, you should contact your local provider or Wi-Fi provider and ask for a discount. And if you're not, like I was just recently hounded by, I'm an AT&T user, and they were showing me how I could use an AARP membership to save a significant amount of money. I haven't done it yet. It's on my to-do list, but there are ways to reduce your phone costs. One thing to keep in mind with all of this is the internet and using a phone is not considered a luxury. It's a communication necessity. So there's been members here that have gotten free phones. There's members here that pay very little for their internet service, but it's important that you have it. So check out that service, Emergency Broadband, EBB.
Spectrum is another one.
Spectrum?
Yeah, I know it's available in most all of Texas area.
Okay.
What I use is Spectrum. Get a lot
So
of
that's like that's your cell phone service?
correct.
Okay. Good tip.
They provide a lot of good discounts for seniors and disabled people.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. And again, a reminder for those of you out there, we're going to be taking some questions in a few minutes. But if you have some tips that we could pass on, we would love to hear from you. So just enter them in chat, or you can call in with them. All right. The next one is one of my favorites. This is called Centers for Independent Living. And Centers for Independent Living has core resources that they offer, which are on the left here, from treatment options, food, financial assistance, like Meals on Wheels is provided through most Centers for Independent Living, legal aid, transportation advocacy. Like the Centers for Independent Living are located like throughout the US, and the website that has this green button on it here, when you open it up and go to this directory, you can do a drill down, and I'll go into the great state of Texas here because there's a lot of them. See how they're you know, densely populated, but in pretty much in any state you'll have that. So what you can do is just hit the arrow and you can zoom in on your area. So if you're in the Houston area, there's 3 and then 1 down. I don't know what this is, Lake Jackson, looks like it. Yeah, so there's 2, looks like 1 in North Austin and 1, oh, there's 3 in Austin. So you just go in and look at the dots and you can see where one is, and then scroll down once you find the name. So if you're looking for one in the Round Rock area, it's called Austin Resource Center for Independent, and that's going to be easy to find because Austin is an A and it's at the top of the list. So that's A. Well, here it is right here. So you can find the phone number, even the executive director, and the email address. And again, if you're looking to save money or resources, or I would just simply suggest to anybody to contact them and find out what they offer, because they offer core services, yes, but they also offer, some unique services. Like here in Vermont, in the Burlington area, they offer fuel assistance when it gets cold. I don't expect they need that in Austin, Texas. Well, maybe now. It got kind of cold there last year. So here, one way in which you could use it is, let's say you have a legal situation and you're on a fixed income and you can't afford legal fees. So they have free legal aid. And, depending on what the situation is, if it's a higher degree of complexity, it may not be a good fit because you don't know who you're going to get for an attorney and if they practice that area of law. But if it's filing a complaint against your neighbor because their dog got loose and bit you, then you can probably do that. So Centers for Independent Living, put that one on your to-do list. Now, a few weeks ago, we taught you how to use ChatGPT and other AI resources. The best way to contact the Centers for Independent Living or any other agency is, if you don't know what you're seeking, like a housing counselor. This is a good example. They have housing counselors here that will help you find housing. So follow the directions that we did in the live event about AI, send it in to the executive director or even to the general email. It looks like they're the same in this instance, and then follow it up. If you just call in there and you're just like unorganized, you don't know what you want, and you're just talking and looping, you're going to have a real hard time with organizations that offer free services. So that's why we put in the extra effort to teach you what to do, so you know what to say when you're calling to get what you're looking for fast, right? Okay. Next one is drugs. Actually, Philip helped out with putting together this information, as well as some others that do work here. And if you have expensive medication, like a tier 3, 4, 5 that even any Medicare plan, if you're on Medicare or not on Medicare yet, is not going to effectively cover, then I would come in here and follow these steps and how to reduce or eliminate it. So there's really there's 2 ways: contacting the manufacturer directly. That's one. That's called what, Philip? Patient assistance program. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes. If you have a medication that is not or is too expensive or not covered through your drug plan, you can contact the manufacturer of the drug, and most of them, not all of them, but most of them have a patient assistance program that you can apply for. And if you're on disability, most likely you'll be approved. Your income will be meet the requirements in order to qualify for the patient assistance program.
Mm-hmm.
And
so that right there could save somebody a bunch of money.
Well, yeah, most all of them, if you're approved, the actual cost of the drug is free. They don't charge you anything for it.
Wow. So that's one. The second way to do it that's in this, we had 3 in there. I don't know what the third one is. Maybe steal it. I didn't say that. I did not say that. The second way is to ask for prior authorization. So if you have a tier 4 drug that's like, $60 every 30 days or something like that, probably more than that, then you can go to your doctor and ask them to fill out pre-authorization. And then that will confirm that it's medically necessary, you need it, and that will reduce the drug pricing from like a tier 4 to maybe a tier 3 or a tier 2. So the price is significantly reduced. So go in and check that out if you've got some higher medication. It is Medicare season, and one of the things that people often end up chasing is they're like, oh my God, I got a new prescription, it's really expensive, I better change my Medicare coverage. And if you're on a standalone Part D plan, or if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, moving from plan to plan, and in my experience and the time that I've done this, may provide a slight change, but it's not going to put a big dent in your costs like these other situations. So it's better, if you can find other ways to reduce this. All right. The next one is debt. As people go through the approval process, things happen in life, they accumulate some debt. And that debt could be credit card debt, paying for stuff. It could be medical debt. Could be you're behind on your housing. There's various flavors of it. So we've worked with this company called Debt for about 7 years now. And Debt is like a debt consolidator where you go in and you follow these directions on this link right here that is in the description, and you fill out the form submitting how much debt you have and then your contact information, and they'll contact you. What they'll do is they'll give you a proposal if you've got like $20,000 in debt, and they could negotiate it down to 10, then you're paying for 10. There's some things you want to make sure that you're aware of, that when you get out of the debt payment, what is your credit score going to be, and are these debts going to be marked as resolved? And I know this because in my early days, I went through this. I accumulated a bunch of debt, and I used the debt consolidator, and at that time I was able to get down to like 30 cents on the dollar to eliminate the debt, and then get it removed. So they'd rather take some money from you in assessing your situation. So if you've got some debt, it's nothing, nothing ventured, nothing gained. go over to the show notes description and you can check that out, or contact us at the Disability Digest and we can get this link back to you. Yeah. All right, so those are the different options that we covered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Covered 8. I think I said 7 at the top of the show. So if anybody out there's got something different, another, like tip or something, we'd love to hear from you. All right, let's pivot and take some questions. Philip, David, I'm going to open the phone lines in a few minutes too, but we'll take care of some of the ones that have been submitted already.
Okay. All right, I'll go first. And again, y'all bear with me with my vision.
No worries. I need a break.
Back in July, I had a mental health exam for SSDI. My provider was not or has not received a copy. However, I signed a form for her to get one. Will SSA send to me if I request it? And is there a charge fee?
If you request it, it is their job to send it to you. And another way that you could do it is say, it sounds like you're managing your case on your own at this point. Because if you had a disability representative, they could look right into your case file and see it. So ask your caseworker at Social Security if the exam results are in your case file. And if it is, ask for a copy of your case file to be sent to you. And there will be no charge for that.
Good. All right. Everyone, if you're doing 1099 work and have an expense or have expenses with that work, mileage, hotel, meds, or meals, is SSA going to calculate after your expenses are taken out?
Okay, really good question. So with the 1099 environment, your income is judged on your tax filing. It's going to be, like any business, like the Disability Digest, we have a general idea, but when the year is done, your expenses are all totaled up, then that's it. So your income is the gross that you have minus your expenses, and that is your income. So for example, let's say you're earning $1,500 a month, but your expenses are $400 a month. So your net is $1,100 a month. Okay. And make sure, one more thing, Philip, make sure that you are aware of every one of the impairment related work expenses. And if there's a video on this YouTube channel, or if you cannot find it and you're a member, just reply to the email that invited you here and make sure you ask for it. Because there's things that you can use for deductions that you would know about unless you were aware of these expenses for disability recipients.
Yeah. All right, real quick, let's all give a big shout out to Anonymous. She was just approved after 3 years. Congratulations.
Shout out to Anonymous. Good for you. Love to hear it. 3 years is a long time.
All right, next one. So I'm in my first appeal. I'm heading to work. I'm needing to work. If working at IHOP for $4 an hour, will that deny me, or should I talk to my lawyer?
Should you talk to what was the last word?
Lawyer.
I would definitely talk to your lawyer. Like for those that we are working on and representing, we have one of the expectations that we set is, if you go and back to work, let us know. I don't want to discourage people from doing it, but if they do it and they don't tell us, it can commonly cause somebody to release you as a member. So I'm going to speak from my perspective as far as working is concerned. If you have just gone through your initial application and been denied, then this is as good a time as any to work. And the reason for that is this. The chances of your approval at reconsideration are 11.7%. They're 36 at the initial application, unless you have it done by like a professional, then they significantly increase. So you're in an area where you're going to have another decision that you have to get through unless you're in one of the 10 states that don't have it. So point is, pretty much the odds are stacked against you to get denied. So if you go back to work at IHOP or somewhere else, and you work for less than 6 months, and you document like what it does to you, the effect on you, it makes your condition worse, whatever it is, follow our information, and you're not able to continue to work, ideally 3 months or less, but if it goes up to 6, you can still do this. You could use that as a failed work attempt, and that could actually be valuable evidence, in my experience, to help you get your disability benefits approved. So contact your legal representative, make sure that they're aware of it, talk it over. They may have a totally different opinion. And then if you do go to work, make sure you journal and clearly understand how to journal the differences between where you're at and how the work impacts you, and get that into your medical treatment notes.
All right, David, do you have any questions on your end?
Well, I did see our YouTube live. Let me just pull it up.
We're having an audio delay from you, Dave, and I can hear you, but while David's doing that, yeah, while let's check your audio for a minute. But just one thing I just wanted to mention to people. Philip, I saw this comment in your Facebook group. And by the way, just a reminder, Philip is here in part because he runs one of the largest, fastest growing Facebook groups that offers like general support to people that are disability applicants and recipients, and has partnered with the Disability Digest. So we provide like the technical support, like the how-to courses for each step of the way. So good to have you here as always. But one of the questions was, has anybody filed a letter for their reconsideration appeal? So again, this is, you apply for your benefits, you're denied, you file a reconsideration to go on to the next step. So at the Disability Digest, we have a disability approval course that has a reconsideration section, a specific section for that. And that section teaches you how to file your appeal, like how to isolate your limitations, how to tie them to your medical records, how to create a letter, and to send it into your appeal. So for those of you that are looking for assistance in going through the process, the best way we can help you, of course, we'd love to have you here, is to join us as a member. There's no charge. And then when you fill out your profile, it will help us understand where you're at in the approval process, or if you're approved, and we'll put you into the specific segment of information that you need. All right, David, let's check on your audio and see if you're back.
Hello, is it better now? Great.
I think so.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience, guys. Someone asked, what is your guess about the 2025 COLA announcement next month? And also, I dug this up in our YouTube channel. One of the commenters asked last week, how does the annual COLA adjustment affect my SSDI benefits?
Yeah, so it's, the predictions are hovering around 2.5%. So I said less than 3. So it's not going to be 8 like 2 years ago. So that's what I see. And how that impacts your benefits is your check will go up by, well, let's say it's 2.5%. It'll go up by 2.5%. And some ways that it could have a negative impact on disability recipients is if you are like at a check level that is right below the required amount for assistance. So for example, $1,500 and below, you can access special assistance. One of them is typically you can get your Medicare Part B paid for by the state, which is like $170 something now. So that 2.3% increase, if it puts you over the threshold, which it did 2 years ago for a lot of people, it really, I'll use the word, annoyed them, because they actually ended up losing money. That little bit of the 8% increase put them over the $1,500 limit, but then it put them in a category where they had to pay for their Medicare Part B and, some of their impacts on possible prescription and treatment through Medicaid. So that's the thing. It's unavoidable because it's going to come anyway. So you just got to roll with the punches. Hopefully use some of the tips that we shared with you to offset that. Good question.
Great. Well, we have another one here. I'm on SSDI and renting 2 rooms. Do I have to report that to the SSA? And is that part of the 1,100 monthly limit?
Rental income is categorized as passive income. It's not SGA, tied to the SGA. Unless there's something that I'm missing in your rental agreement, then you're fine. I think this is a great way for people to like Airbnb or rent or do that, because again, it doesn't hit the SGA. So.
And while we're talking about SGA, the SGA is different for blind and non-blind people, right? But what if someone was to be blind in one eye and not completely blind in the other? How would that differ? Is he considered blind?
It's defined by Social Security. If you meet the legal definition of blind with your disability determination, then that would trigger the higher SGA.
He says it's from diabetes, diabetic retinopathy. So that answers his question. Thank you for your question, Louis.
Philip, do you have something to add on this?
Yeah, I was going to say it depends on his visual acuity. I mean, if he's diabetic and has retinopathy, that's part of it. But when you go to Social Security, they're going to want to see your chart on your visual acuity. Your acuity is how bad is your vision. Right now, you have to meet the 2,200 visual acuity in order to qualify.
Right.
Thank you, Philip.
I know that because I'm visually impaired. I'm legally blind myself.
All right. What else do we have? I'm going to open up the phone lines after the next one. So if you got something to add, you want to call in, you want me to review your case, you got some good news, something hopefully I can answer, that would be great. I'll put the number up in a minute. There is one other one that I saw in the group there, David, while you're perusing through. And this question was about what to do once you're approved for your adjustments in your medical. So if you develop a new condition or something increases in severity, should you let Social Security know about it? And the answer to that is no, you should not. You don't need to. And it's in your award letter. It says if you return to work or something of that sort. Just if you look at the award letter and follow it, that's fine. But what you do need to do is you do need to stay in treatment. That's the rule of the game. Okay. All right, folks. I'm going to open the phone lines. David, keep the questions coming. And the number to call in, let me open it up first before I give you the phone number so it actually works, is up on the screen. It's 844-717-2454, 844-717-2454. Give us a call and love to hear from you. Yeah. Okay. And one other thing while we're waiting for a caller, I just want to give a reminder of one of my, I could call it my top tip for people, which is kind of a spin-off on one of the other questions we had, is that regardless if you're going through the approval process or you're already approved, how you manage your communication with your doctors is going to be your disability insurance. And what I mean by that is going to your doctor's appointments just to go and sit and hang out for the 12 minutes that you meet with them is not going to help you. What you need to be communicating to your doctor is your limitations. Like, doctor, you're treating me, and despite the treatment, I'm only able to sit, for 10 minutes, stand for 5 minutes, or in Philip's case, like your visual acuity, what that is, I'm only sleeping 4 hours a night, and I'm doing this like 4 nights a week. The others, I only sleep like 2. And here's why it's important. If you value your disability benefits are reviewed every year. We've gone through the statistics on this channel. If you don't have solid supporting medical evidence, it can drive your review like deep. They could go in and they could start digging. But if you do this one simple thing that will have 2 benefits for you, one is it'll help Social Security understand that you're still treated and you've got limitations and they're actually in your record. It'll do that. And then with your doctor, you should be working, I would think, with your doctor to help them understand where you're at so they can get you better. Getting better doesn't mean that you could return to work or, get booted off of benefits. It just means that you're making an effort to get better. Okay. All right. So we got a call coming in here. Thanks for calling. This is Brian. Who am I speaking with?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Who am I speaking with?
This is Lulu. I'm on your chat today.
Lulu. Thanks for calling in.
I have a question. When I was a child, if my parents were receiving Social Security on my behalf because I was born with a birth defect, now as an adult, I'm on SSDI. Am I entitled to any of their Social Security benefits? I know there's a name for it, but I can't come up with it at the moment.
Well, I know that you're entitled to one Social Security check. And I know that there is a widow's component. I don't know that there is a parental component of it.
I know it's called the Adult Child Benefit something.
Yeah.
And I know that that if you're a disabled adult and your parents received it's an extra benefit you get on your disability check. So I don't know how that works.
Okay, I'm just looking at it here. Yeah, it leads me back to a general page. But I do see, yeah, I'm not finding anything real quick. I mean, the work that we do here is for like people that are sick or injured and can't. I've never heard of this. And if you find out something, I'd love to hear. I'd love to learn more. Are you a member here?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you find out something, if you'd be kind enough to just either call back in or send support, that would be great.
Okay.
That would be great. So,
Okay.
all right, Lulu. Hey, thanks for calling.
All right.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. All right, folks, phone lines are open again. 844-717-2454. So one note on Lulu's call there, is one of the questions we're commonly asked is, am I entitled to more like this call right here? And sometimes people are. And the 3 points I want to make here is the common popular disability benefits, and how maybe you're on the right one, but maybe you're not. And the first one is Social Security retirement. So you can take retirement at age 62. That's early. Or if you wait until 70, then you get the maximum amount. So there's 62, then 65 or 66, 67 is what the full retirement age is. That's when the Medicare piece kicks in. Actually, it's 65, but if you wait all the way to the end, again, 70. So that's retirement. That's one. Number two is widow's benefits. If you have a deceased spouse, you may qualify for their check. And if you're on, for example, Social Security retirement and it's early, like you've taken a $1,500 check at age 62, but your spouse has passed away, then, and your spouse's check is, just one moment, I'll take this call. Make here is the difference. Hey, this is Brian. Just hold 1 minute. I'll finish my point and I'll be right with you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So if your spouse passes away and they have a $2,200 check and you meet the widow's survivor's benefits criteria, that would be a good move for you. So, and that would be if you are between 50 and 60 years old and you meet the disability criteria, you could obtain that check. Or if you're over 60, you don't need to have the disability criteria, just the spouse. And then the last one is the one that we do here day in and day out, which is the Social Security disability. So back again, somebody might be on either widows or Social Security early, but their Social Security disability check could be higher. And you might want to check that out to see if that's a fit for you. So some things to consider. Anyway, I'm back. Thanks for calling in. This is Brian. Who am I speaking with?
Anna Marie, Salisbury.
Hi, Anna Marie.
Hello.
How can I help you?
I have a question about I have a SSDI, and I work part-time because of my mental health. I can't work full-time. But I was blessed with an inheritance when my mom passed away, and I spent about $40,000 in the last 5 years. But the first year I didn't work, but I've been working part-time for 4 years. My question is, I'm concerned about the inheritance dwindling before I'm ready to retire because I'm 57 years old. And I was wondering if there's a way to find out if there are any programs that I'd be disqualified for because of the inheritance. I'm using some of it monthly, to finish paying. The others are helping my expenses, but this one I'm continuing to draw into it.
Okay. So I want to make sure I understand your question, Anne Marie. You're a Social Security disability recipient, right?
Yeah.
So you have that monthly check. You're working part-time.
Yeah.
And you have an inheritance.
Yeah.
And you're 57 and you're concerned that the kind of the cocktail that you have going on here, the combination of all of them, will that disqualify you for some other benefits?
Yes. My income might be considered low income. I don't know how low it's considered, but I just wanted to know if there's anything out there that or just to continue using my inheritance until it runs out.
Okay. And this is an optional question because this is calls out there, but is your disability check over or under $1,500 a month?
Over.
Okay.
Over.
All right. All right. So if it's over, then that would right there, that income on its own is going to eliminate your access to like extra help for your Medicare Part B premium, Medicaid access with your Medicare. So just that one aspect right there is going to do it. And then on top of that, you have your part-time income, which I think it's fantastic that you're working. And then the inheritance is unearned income. That would not impact it shouldn't impact any other eligibility for benefits based on your current equation that I'm aware of. There may be some exceptions to that, like Philip was talking. If you apply for the patient assistance program, if you have a really expensive medication and they look at the fact that you have inheritance, cash, and your income, then it may impact that. So there are situations where it may prohibit you, but the Medicaid one, no. May I ask what you're doing for work? Like what type of work?
Caregiving, professional caregiver.
Are you? Good for you. That's not easy work.
Yeah.
We have one in the house here
Thank
for my
you.
mom. Yeah. Have you done it for a while?
Yeah, 4 years.
Okay. Great.
Just part-time. I tried more hours and I said, oh, I burned out. So I had to go back to less hours now.
Right.
But I enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, that's, in my opinion, taxing work to start with. So yeah, I applaud you for doing that. In my experience, it makes a really big difference for people. It allows them oftentimes to stay in their home longer. So, I mean, you can't put a price on that. So good for you. Good. Yep. Anything else on your mind that I might be able to help you out with?
I guess the only thing is, I mean, I don't need a lot to draw out now because I'm working, but I didn't know if SNAP benefits would be something that takes that into account.
Yes. And I think you're outside of the SNAP range. I don't know what state you're in. They all have their different rules. One thing that I would suggest in this event is I went through the Centers for Independent Living. I would definitely reach out to yours and go through like what other benefits in this area could I get access to, right? So SNAP, Meals on Wheels, if that's of interest to you, that could drop your food cost. You may be eligible for that.
Mm-hmm.
So those are
okay.
That's a way to go. But yeah, if you find something that works for you, love to hear from you. Let us know.
Yeah, I hope so. It's the housing that's the thing. I'm in an apartment, so of course that's always going to go up. So I just wanted to reach out here. And
yeah.
if we can.
Yeah. Good. Well, listen, I thank you for tuning in, and we wish you well. Keep in touch. All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay. You bet.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
God bless.
All right. Okay, gentlemen, I want to check with you, see if there's anything else going on that we need to address on your side. Phone lines are open again, folks. 844-717-2454.
I don't have anything. If Damon,
All right. Good.
So, Brian, our monthly donations from my family or relatives, can it be a
You're breaking up. I heard monthly donations. Can it be?
they said they come from her or his relatives. Can it be a
Okay.
factor to
Yes, very similar to the situation with Anne
the
Marie with inheritance. They're donations, so it's unearned income, and that unearned income depends on how much they're sending, or I don't know the details. But I mean, if it's like $50 a month or something like that, and it's a donation, it's not earned, it wouldn't impact. It likely is not going to impact, definitely won't impact your Social Security disability benefits. But if you're just an SSI candidate and it's recorded as deeming, which it should be, it's a resource that's been provided to you, it could impact your benefits. Yeah. It's just looking at the clock here. I'm going to have one more important point that I want to remind everybody of before we wrap up here today, which is this time of year is like the time of year where disability recipients, which 97% of them are on a Medicare Advantage plan. You might be like, oh my God, Medicare, here we go. But hear me out, because this is critically important. And I just had released some research information that 3 out of 10 individuals, according to the Kiplinger report, review their Medicare Advantage plan. Now, if you're a Medicare supplement or you're not on Medicare supplement or Medicare Advantage, then there's still value in this and reviewing your options. But my point is, for Medicare Advantage recipients, there is a false sense of security that people have succumbed to, that their plan is the same every year, and it's not. So this time of year, you receive what's called a statement of change. Have you received yours, Philip?
not yet.
Not yet.
No.
So when you receive that, it is critically important, in my opinion, to understand what has changed. So a Medicare Advantage plan is good for 1 year only. And then at the end of that year, like right now, they're sending you a statement of change. And if you're like, oh, this is something else regarding my Medicare, I don't really care, I don't want to pay attention, blah, 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 throw it out. Well, that's definitely an option, but it costs people by not paying attention to it. So if you look at it and you say, okay, well, that's the change, I can live with that, then that's fine. But oftentimes there's things that change, like labs and tests, that the price could triple. And if you're subject to those and you're not paying attention, you're going in with a big old stinger. And if you don't make a move to change when you can change, then you're stuck with your plan and those related expenses. And it's a problem. It is a big problem. So a lot of people, I mean, their Medicare Advantage plans work fine if you manage them correctly. And here at the Disability Digest, we teach you how to do this all on your own. We are licensed insurance agents, but there's 192,000 members here, and we just cannot work with the number of requests that we have. So like everything else, we go through and teach you how to read your statement of change and how to look at other options. So point is, if you would just be willing, for your own benefit and your health and your financial well-being, to set aside a few hours, follow the work that we do to make sure that you're going to be properly insured next year. And sometimes, listen, these insurance companies are in the business of attracting new customers. And what that means is the plan that you may have signed up for 2 years ago has been changed, but they've released another plan with another number on it that is targeted towards attracting new clients in hopes that you don't see it, that you can just simply move with the same company, the same doctors to another plan. That stuff happens, right? Okay, that's my deal. Listen, I want to thank you, David and Philip, for your contribution every week. This was fantastic. I couldn't do this without you guys. It's such a relief to have you here. And next week, I'll try to get the right color on my shirt. So for everybody out there, this is a pleasure to serve you again here at the Disability Digest. Our focus is to become or be your trusted source for disability information. And thank you for watching. Of course, the best way that we can support you is if you choose to join us as a member. There's no charge, but your profile, whether it's new and you're just joining us or updating us by going to the disabilitydigest.com, allows us to get you the most relevant information that will help you out. Resources I covered are in the description, and we will be back next week. Make it a great day, everybody. Thanks again. God bless. Be well.